friends! Happy holidays and welcome back to Stitchy Reese Pieces, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Erica and here I like to share all my fun stitchy things, mostly cross stitch, but some sewing and crochet and other things, just anything stitchy that I like to do. So welcome and I hope you enjoy today's video. I have an update today on some whips. I also have new stuff and a couple bags and other things. So we will get started. First, I will show off this sweatshirt slash shirt that I made. So I sewed this lovely little sweatshirt and I made my own Christmas shirt. So that was one thing that I did since my last video. And I've been having fun with that. I actually have a pair of pajamas I have cut out ready to sew after I make this video. So I've been loving sewing all the warm cozy things, but I like this Christmas shirt that I made. Next up, I will show you a finish. I don't think I showed this in the last video, but if I did, I'm sorry. I don't remember everything that I've shown all the time, but this pattern, and I don't actually have the paper because, well, it's finished. This pattern was one of the very first cross stitches patterns that I got when I got back into this a few years ago, and I just never worked on it. I just kept putting it off, and then I finally just got a little kick in my butt the last few weeks, and I was like, I'm not taking this into 2024. This is going to get completed, and I'm going to do it now. And so I finished it. And so it's called Red Flower, and it's from a shop on Etsy, but it's not there anymore. But there it is. I love that. I love the colors in it so much, and I just think it's really pretty. I did screw up something. Like I said, this was one of my first projects. I screwed up something, so you can see the flower kind of, this middle one kind of extends down a bit more than it should. But really, no one will really know that. And I want to kind of find one of those round frames. I've seen some really pretty round frames, so I think that's what I want to do with this one and actually put this up in my office because I do really like the colors. And I'm so happy to have a finish. So there's that one. Yay! One less whip to take into 2024. So let's move on to stuff that I have been working on. So let's see. Along the same lines of wanting to finish things, there was two other projects I worked a bit on, and I'm hoping to get them done before 2024. However, I don't think I will. So this one I bought at the same time that I got the red flowers, and it's from another shop on Etsy that I don't think is around. It's called Pattern Art Collection. It's You Are My Sunshine. All I have is the grid sheet, so I don't want to show too much of that, but it's gridded for being on black fabric with white and yellow print. And I tried that, but black was too hard to work on, and so I actually redid it, and I'm doing it on white with yellow, gray, and blue. Actually, colors that came from the Primrose Cottage bee collection that I had. I really like those colors together. So I'm actually doing that. And so I want to get this one done. I want this done. However, I don't think I'm actually going to get it done before the end of the year because the back stitching and stuff, I don't know, it was just frustrating me to work on it too long. Although I'm looking at it and it really is not that much stitching, so I should just do it. So here's where I am. Sorry, it's very wrinkly because it's been bagged up for a few years and then worked on in my hands. So it's a You Are My Sunshine, and I really like the colors. I used to sing this song to my kids every single night, multiple times, right? Just when they were babies, and so that's why I bought this pattern. So I do want to finish it. I don't know. So this last time I worked on, I think I had Sunshine just barely started, maybe the S, so I finished Sunshine, and I did the cloud, and now underneath it is going to say My Only Sunshine, and it's all back stitched. However, there's if if you can see that S, that word sunshine again has a few stitching, a few crosses just at the top of each letter, and then it's back stitched. And then there's just a couple more clouds, and you make me happy, and then sky's gray. Those are all printed, and then just when and are backstitched. So there's really not that much, and I really should just work on it, but I don't know if I'll do it by the end of the year because I just like doing Christmas stuff right now. But I am happy that I got somewhere on it. And if you saw my last video, I'm going to do Whip Go for the very first time next year, and so I have this on there as a finish. So hold me to it. This has to be finished by next year, next December. This needs to be done because it won't take me that long. So there's that one. That's another one of my older ones that I want to get done. And another one that I wanted to finish, and I don't know if I'll do it this year or if I'll do it next year, but it's in this fun bag, by the way. Look at these little fireflies in this sparkle. So that's fun. And I make these bags. They're in my shops. Not this particular one, obviously, but okay, this is by Little Dove Designs, and it's called Adjust Your Sails. And I have done pretty much everything up here. I finished this last part last night, those waves, and that was like the last biggest chunk. So I have most of this, and I have a little bit of border left to do, and I think there's a little bit of back stitching like birds and stuff that I have to finish. But yesterday I finished the waves, and I finished all this back stitching of the words. And so I'm getting there on this one, and it really wouldn't take me that much longer if I just focused on it. So again, I'm hoping I'll just focus on this and finish maybe by the end of the year. Otherwise, definitely finish next year. Again, sorry, everything's going to be wrinkly. I'm trying to hold the paper behind there, but it's not quite big enough. So I really like the colors in this one. I just think it's really cute. And this is a variegated DMC for all the waves and water. It was a different pattern, but all with the very same variegated DMC. So I've got to finish here, put a couple like seagulls up here, and then sometimes something got screwed up down here, so whatever. But I'm gonna have to finish the border, and I got it like halfway down this side or so. So there's a little bit left. But really it's mostly done. So I'm hoping to finish that one. And I really like that pattern. And then, so those are my two that I want to finish here soon. So I did pull those up. And then the other ones, I have a couple that I was working on and a couple new starts. I can't remember if I showed you this one or if I've worked on it since. I don't think I have worked on it, but I'm going to show it again just in case, because I can't remember. This one is Owl Stitching House, Christmas Gingerbread Village. I've seen a couple other people. One lady, somebody on Facebook just finished this, but I started it. I didn't like the reds and the yellows, and so I completely redid it in all pastel colors. And like I said, I don't know if I've shown you since then, but there's what I have. I started in the middle with the carousel and came this way to the house. And I'm really liking it with these fun colors. There's going to be a lot of pinks and different teals in there. But I don't remember if I've showed you if I worked on this a little bit or not. If I did, it wasn't very much. So that's that one. And I have put some more stitches into, at least I believe. See, I'm forgetting what I filmed last time, so I'm really sorry. I'm not a very good floss tuber. I don't track stitches very well. I just work and then work multiple things at night, and then I forget what I did. But so if I haven't worked on this since you saw it last time, sorry. Otherwise, I mean, it's still pretty to look at. This is called A Treasured Time, and it's a Dimensions Gold. There's a lot of people doing this one. I think it was like on clearance after I bought it on Hobby Lobby, so I think a lot of people have this one now, but I really like it. I started in the bottom, and I kind of am just like working up, so I have some of this and some of this over here. Like I said, I don't know if I worked on it since I showed you or not. I believe I have. So I added some of the stairs going up, and I'm working on some of the people. These are slower for me. I work slower because of the paper pattern. I'm obviously faster. when I use Pattern Keeper, but I just like the detail of these dimensions. And there's a dimensions kit I'm looking for with geese on it. I'm hoping to find that for a reasonable price one day, because we keep having geese landing in our field, and there's a cross stitch pattern that looks so similar to it, and it's so beautiful. So maybe one day I'll have that to show you. But I do love these dimensions kits, even though they take me longer from the different strands of colors mixed together and doing the paper pattern. They are really pretty. Okay, this, actually we'll do two more before that big one. Okay, this one that I worked on also was Little House Needleworks, the Kringle's Toy Shop. This one also has been really popular, and I really love it. I have some on my needle right now, so there's a little tangle of thread. But I started in the middle originally, and then went up to the top, because I hate starting in the middle on these patterns when the pattern is like 4 pages and then I don't know where I am because it's all right in the middle. So I left the middle and I went up to the top, and I finished the first little room. And there was the trees, something happened with my counting with the trees. As you can tell, with cross stitch, I am not a perfectionist. As long as it's somewhat close and doesn't look terrible, I don't mind. I don't mind just leaving it. Sometimes I will stitch over things, or if it's really screwed up, I will frog it out. But otherwise, whatever. So those trees, like, obviously I have a shorter trunk, but who's gonna notice when I have the whole thing filled out? No one. No one's gonna care. So I just left it. But that's that one. And I've been using DMCs. They have fancy floss, but I just used DMC that I had. So I worked on the toy shop, and this one has a lot. It actually calls for ecru for the white areas, but because of the fabric, this mushroom Lugana, you can't see it, so I actually switched it. I think that's 3865 or something. It's one of the whites. I switched it instead, but again, I don't love stitching all the white, so I'm glad to be done with that section, because it looks like the other sections don't have quite as much white in them. So anyways, I'm glad to be done with that one. Such a cute pattern. I really like it. I'm excited to keep working on that one. Next one I worked on some, not a whole ton, but a little bit, was my Full Coverage by Artisy Hope Runs Deep by Chuck Pineson. This is such a pretty pattern. I just love the colors. I love the feel of it. I just love it. Like, if I just looked out the window and that's what I looked at every day, I just think it's beautiful. So I worked on that, and I have most of the time I do like cross country, I guess it's called, and I just like to finish a thread, so I just go wherever the thread goes, because I don't like threading and unthreading needles. However, with these full coverage, when there's a lot of confetti, I tried parking, and I like that. So I do like mostly finish my threads, but if there's a lot of confetti, I've started parking, and I kind of like that. So there is threads all over here, but this is where I am. Somewhere around in here is the halfway point, so it'll be a little bit further, but I decided to try to kind of go across, and I want to see like how wide it is. So that's where I put some attention, was just kind of moving over to see how far it went. And then I filled in some confetti, I think maybe up here. I'm looking at it now, I see there's another roof that I didn't really pay attention to. So I worked some on that, and I'm doing 4 over 1 tent stitch, because this is, I don't know if this is 16 count or 18 count, but it was one of the first full coverages I found. I started before I've heard about like the pre-gridded fabric and stuff too, so I was using like a, what are those called? Friction pen on here to grid it. I need to continue it over. But yeah, so it's like a bigger fabric than I've been using lately for the new ones that I've started. But yeah, so I'm using 4 threads, tent stitch. For these big patterns, I just have no desire to do a full cross, and I don't think it matters. I think that it looks just as lovely with a half cross stitch. So yeah, there's that one. I just love the colors on there. And next one, okay, this one was one that I had started a while ago and I hadn't really worked on. Now, I bought this off Etsy before I knew anything about, like, dimensions or that there was, I didn't know anything about that. So, technically, I'm sure they stole this from Dimensions, but I had already bought it and kitted up and started it, so I'm just going with it at this point. And I don't even think you can find this kit with Dimensions. I don't know. From now on, I will buy Dimensions kits, but I'm going with the ones that I have already, because I already spent my money on it. So, it's this one. I'm sure it's more pixelated, probably, because it's, I'm sure, a rip-off from Dimensions, but it's coming home for the holidays. So if you can find this, it is a Dimensions kit, I know now. But anyways, I started that one, and it's also full coverage, and I'm really loving it. I started it a while ago on this Zweigart fabric, and I think it's 18 count. I don't remember exactly, but 16 or 18 count. And now, so real Dimensions, you know, they'll do half cross, and they'll do full, and they'll do some with 2 threads and 3 threads and whatever. This pattern does the same thing. So it's very similar. However, this is on, it's from Etsy, so I downloaded it. So it's on my pattern keeper, which makes it a lot faster. And this fabric, I'm really loving this feel of this fabric because I stitch in hand, and I don't know, I just didn't want to stop working on this. I was having so much fun. It felt so smooth and good to work on it. So I put in over 3,000 stitches on this. Oh, here's the sticker. 16 count. This is 16 count. So I put in over 3,000 stitches. I started in the middle. We're like right around here. We're in this house. And I'm really liking it. And here's where I am. So I think, it feels like, I'm pretty sure it'll look just fine. I think it will look good. I don't know how it would compare to the actual kit, if I found the real kit. But, yeah, so I did that. And I even did some back stitching. I'm going to try to, like, back stitch as I go. But pretty much when I started, I just had, like, a little bit right here. And everything since then I have done, and I've been putting in, like, 500 stitches a night on this, so I'm really proud of the progress. I'm really happy with this one, and I can't stop. I can't put it down. So I forced myself to try to do some of those that I wanted to finish, and I did start a couple new starts, but I keep going back to this one, so I don't know, I really like that one. Let me make sure I'm not losing my needles. I just found a needle on my floor, probably from the last time I filmed up here, so need to be careful. Okay, so that one, I'm loving that one. And then, now is my new starts. Okay, so, since my last video, we had Black Friday and all that goodness. And I wasn't going to buy stuff, but of course I did, and of course I started things, and that's just what I did. This one, however, was a freebie. I saw on somebody else's video. Now, Stitching in the Burrow, I think is her name. She does a ton of full coverage. I love her channel. She likes Christmas and winter like I do. I really like her channel. Oh no, my picture is missing. I better put that away. And so, yeah, I really like her channel, and I'm pretty sure I think that's the one. I'll link her below. But anyways, she, excuse me, talked about Jardin Privé. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Jardin Privé. She had a freebie pattern from them, and I really liked it. And I was like, ooh, I gotta go see what that is. So I went to get the freebie pattern, and while I was on her website, Jardin Privé, I found this free temperature chart. Now, I've seen people do these temperature charts, and I've always been like, oh, that's cool, but not really for me. And then I was thinking, you know what? I really like this pattern. And this coming year will be the first full year in our house. So we just bought this house on our 7 acres in August of this year. And I thought, you know what? That would be really fun to chart the temperature for our first year here. And especially because we are doing like the homestead thing. We're trying to grow our own food and everything. So we'll have a big garden. I just thought it would be fun to track the temperature for our first full year here. And so I'm going to start this. This was for 2022, but I've changed it to say 2024. And this is, like I said, a freebie on Jardin Privé. I'm probably totally screwing up that name, but on her website. And so basically for each day, I have colors I chosen. For each day, I'll fill in one petal on the flower based on what the high temperature for the day was. So like January 1st goes over here, January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and you fill in the flowers for the temperature for each day. So I'm starting this one and getting it ready. And I just used whatever random colors I had. The chart has specific, okay, let's go back to this. The chart has, you know, some little things that have specific colors for it. And I tried to get close on them. This is a big old royal mess, but it doesn't matter. It works good enough. But so like, I made these little cards for some of those. Okay, so just like the normal colors. And then I also made cards for the temperatures. So like, if it's a day that's 49 to 45 degrees, I would use this color for the petal. If it was 34 to 29 degrees, I'd use this card, right? So it goes all the way down. We don't get super cold here. We don't get into like the hundreds, but I added just a few threads just in case. So like, I have some cool colors. And like I said, I'm just using like thread or floss that I had already. So these will be my colors that the chart will turn out, and we'll just see how it looks. But I'm kind of excited. I think that'll be fun to work on, and I'm doing this on just some 28 cast shawl linen from Hobby Lobby. It was during their clearance, so I got it for $2.99. So cast shawl linen, and here's where I got it. It's pretty big since it's like basically 14 count. So I put the year for next year. I have like hiccups, excuse me. And then I got this part. So the January 1st we'll get a little flower head here. January 2nd will go right here. And then I'll continue on doing like 7 petals on each flower. So this pattern, I think there's 2 or 3 more stems for the flowers that are going to go here. And it's going to be, it won't go all that way, but probably till like there. So it's going to be fairly large. But I thought it was such a cute pattern. I liked it because of the like garden theme, and it was a free pattern, and I thought, let's go for it. So my dad also likes doing like following the weather and seeing what the forecast is going to be, and I know I won't remember all the time, so I was like, hey, you want to help me out and like each day text me what the high temperature is so that I remember to fill that in. So I'm bringing my dad in to assist me in this project, and it'll be fun at the end of the year to see how it looks. Okay, so there's that one. And then I bought patterns for Black Friday, and I've started one. Actually, oh, there's 2. Where did the other one go? I actually started 2 of them. Okay, I started 2 of them already because I had at least some of the floss, and the rest is on order. But the first one I've had in my cart on Etsy for like 2 years now or something. And I finally decided to buy it. It's by Spooky and Steve. It's the Milk and Cookie, North Pole Milk and Cookie Company. I just really like that. And so it turns out, I think because, well, I don't know how big my fabric is. I don't think it is. It must be like 16 or 18 count instead of 14 count, but it's actually smaller than I thought. Like, I was imagining this big sign, but it's not really that big. But I got started on that. Oops. So, I just started on the top corner over here and came down. And so I'm already, like, to the top to here. So there's only a small amount. It's only going to be a little bit longer, really. And then I'm just reusing something I had started and I don't really want anymore, so I'm just reusing that corner. But it's not going to be that long, actually. So it's actually pretty fast because it's only you know, blocks of color. So that's just a small start, but I'm glad to actually finally be starting it, and I think it's so cute. So there's only 3 colors. I think the green, I didn't have the green called for, so I did my own, my own color, with the red and the black I have. So I started that. I also kitted it in a new bag I made for it, which has this like shimmery vinyl. So that's fun. Okay, so that was one of my new starts. My allergies don't like me today. Okay, and the other new start, let's see if I can find it. Alright, this one, does this have a name on it? It's from another Etsy shop. House with Deer from, I don't know how to pronounce, designed by Roswell, I can't pronounce that, I don't know. I'll show you. Here's the name. Okay, it's from an Etsy shop. It's Maria something. So sorry, I can't pronounce that name. But I think it's really pretty, and it reminds me of my new home. It's a lot like this. So, our house, we've got geese flying by, I told you now. We've got deer all over the place. We don't have a wintry scene like this because I'm in the northern part of North Carolina, and we, like, near the Piedmont, and we just don't get a lot of snow, at least. Yeah, so, but I just think that that scene is so very pretty. So I started that, and of course I don't have what fabric this is on because I'm a bad YouTuber. But this is on some sort of special pretty fabric. It's like printed. The other side is plain, but I started in the middle, and I didn't get very far because I didn't have all the colors. So I just started in the middle. Oh, I know what it was. So the house is like a blue color, but really it's almost the exact same. The color that I have is like the exact same color as this fabric, so you couldn't really see it. And so because I bought other patterns too, like full coverage, I'm kitting them up with CXC floss. So I ordered that, and it's coming from China, from AliExpress factory shop. So I didn't really get very far because I'm waiting on them, because I was trying to, you know, use different colors and they just weren't working. So I started it because I really wanted to, but now I'm in waiting mode. However, my floss is shipped, and hopefully it'll be here in the next like 2 weeks. It's supposed to arrive slightly before Christmas, I think. So I'm excited to then kit that up with all the right colors and keep working on it. But that was another new start. So that was all the projects that I worked on. And the rest of the time I was kitting things up. I sewed bags, 1, 2, 3 or 4, or I don't know how many, 5, multiple new bags for my new projects. And getting it ready, ordering floss and fabrics if I needed it. I make these like, this is how I organize my fabric or my floss a lot of the time, is I just get paper and run it through my laminator and then hole punch it, and so then I can pull floss for it. And actually I spent a lot of time organizing my floss. So the way that I, side note, the way that I organize my floss now, okay, this one's stuck because there was a long piece. Oh, for the love. Okay. The way that I like to do it now is I put the number on it, and then I get it all to like correct lengths. I cut it all in correct lengths and cut the ends, and then I just loop it through here. So then I can either just pull off of this, or I can pull pieces from this to kit up a project that only has small amounts, you know? And then I just wind it up on my bobbin to put it in my bobbin box. So that way I don't have to like unthread it or unwind it and cut and then wind it back on. Like, this is just easier for me. So I spent a lot of time organizing all my floss that I had, 4 boxes of it, like this. So that was a lot of my time. But anyways, I pulled some of my colors for this next project, and I made a bag for it. Check that out. I'm wondering if I should put some of these like fun vinyl bags in my shop. So let me know. Do you want fun vinyl bags? I have a couple that I have up there now, but I'm not sure if I should do more or not. This vinyl's kind of expensive, and I can only do this size. I can't do like large ones, but I really like it. Anyways, okay, this is by Stitch Rovia, Christmas Town. I've had this in my cart for a while. There's also the Noel that I really like, except for there's a Santa in there, and we don't do Santa, and I'm not really a big Santa person. Excuse me. So I don't know. I left that one, but I got this one called Christmas Town. I just really like all the bright colors. So I'm excited to start this one, but I'm waiting on floss to come. And I'm just doing it on a, I don't know, this is some kind of even weave, but it'll be about that big. So I'm kitting that one up, and I'm waiting very impatiently to start that one. So I got that new pattern. And I showed you, this is one of them I'm kitting up. I'll show you again. I got this pattern. And I made this bag for it, which I showed you last time. And I'm waiting for the floss. It should be here very soon, hopefully. That one uses a ton of floss, and it is gigantic. So I finally got my fabric from 123 Stitch. This is a full yard of 20 count easy grid. So this is 20 count easy grid. Ginormous. I didn't know it was going to be this huge. And I have 2 of them. Wow. Yeah, I will never finish all of these, but boy, am I going to have fun working on them, though. So, waiting for this one. I can't wait to stitch all those fun colors, and I don't have an underwater one, an underwater pattern yet, mostly because, well, I don't like fish and whales, and I like the ocean, and I love sea turtles. Like, we went to Hawaii, and I like sea turtles, but mostly the ocean freaks me out, but I like that pattern. Okay, the other one I got, which I think I showed you this one already too, but just to let you know, again, like another full yard of that 20 count easy grid. I don't know what I'm thinking. There was a girl I was watching last night, actually. She's Dutch, I believe. I'll see if I can leave her link below. She also likes full coverage, and she has a really pretty underwater one. I'll try to link her below. Can't think of her name off the top of my head, but she showed she was working on this after I bought it, and so I was like, ooh, cool. So, yeah, I got this one too. Both of these last 2 are from Cross Stitch Studio, and they were having a sale of 50% off, so that's why I got this. So this is the hiding place, and both of them are Abraham Hunter, which is, like, my favorite. So I got those 2. But then, I don't think I showed you these. These are the last 2. I really like Soda Stitch. I've done a few patterns by them. I already have, I think, just one going right now. I wanted to get a couple more. I probably will. I know that there was like Burn Stitches and Rogue, is it Rogue Mama Stitcher? Someone, I can't remember the other girl's name. I'm horrible, but they were doing stitch alongs and stuff with Soda Stitch, and they showed a little laundry girl, and I was like, that's cute, I want that, and I haven't gotten that yet, but I probably will. But while I was in the shop, I saw this 4 seasons window, and they have all the seasons, but I think I might just do this winter one. I don't know that I care about the rest of the seasons, but I just thought that was so cute. And so, you know, I just really like that. I just really like the cute. Now, this is all stitched white, and I don't like that. So, I decided to, I'm not going to stitch that, and I got, there's color on here because I pulled out something else that I had started on here that I took off. Okay, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but darn it. Okay, it's one of those like shiny, shimmery ones where it has like the shimmery, I wish you could see it. You really just can't see it. Okay, it's that shimmery Ada, and it's 14 count. I really like 14 count for these Soda Stitches because there's just like bright colors, and then it's easy to stitch, and so they're just like fun, happy stitches. But anyways, this is shimmery, and you can't tell, but I thought that that would make the window kind of fun in the background since I'm not stitching white. Then it will just be kind of like sparkly snow in the background. So that is my plan, and we will see how that goes. And that should take out a big chunk of stitching because there's a lot of that white that I won't be stitching, but so that's cute. So I can't wait to start that one. Again, I'm waiting for most of the floss to come, and this isn't a winter bag, but I made a nice big bag for that one. And the last one is another full coverage. This is Heaven and Earth Designs, The Pleasures of Winter. So, that Dimensions kit knockoff that I found on Etsy before that I didn't realize was a knockoff, I also found this image, The Pleasures of Winter, I guess it's called, or Sleigh Ride, or something. It's something like that. And I had bought that and kitted it up and everything also, and realized it was a plagiarism, and I didn't realize. Well, I saw the same pattern, and I realized it's a Terry Redlin. Terry Redlin is the artist. And I saw his artwork on Heaven and Earth Designs, and I really love the lighting of his work. There's multiple. I almost bought 2, but I have too many full coverage. I might get it anyways. It's called, like, The Beginning of the Morning or something. I don't know. It has a car light shining out, and it's just this farmland. But they had this sleigh ride one, which it's called The Pleasures of Winter. So I decided to not work on the one that I bought before and to do this as full coverage instead. And I think it's really pretty. Terry Redlin, Heaven and Earth Designs. But I love his lighting. Like, he does these, like, his artwork seems to all be, like, either early morning light or evening light. And I really like it. So I think this Dimensions has done a variation of this as well, which is what sort of I bought on Etsy without realizing. But I'm going to switch over to doing this full coverage. But again, it's huge. 725 by 414. But I decided it was just beautiful, and so I should just do it. And if I do it full coverage, I could just do half cross and use Pattern Keeper, and so it'll be faster-ish. So I don't have the fabric for this yet, so I won't be starting this soon because I bought fabric for the other things, and I just can't keep buying stuff. But I have this soon, so this is my new one. I did buy the floss for this at the same time as I bought all the other ones, since it's coming from China and it's better to just buy it all at once. So this bag doesn't really match it at all, but I made another bag for it. So those are my new patterns, some new starts and some I will start, and I'm really excited. And I'm excited for my floss to get here soon and to kit those all up. So that's all my stitching. Thanks for sticking around. I do have a couple new bags in my shop I'll show you real fast. Like I said, I was doing this like fun vinyl stuff. So the front of this is clear vinyl, but this is fabric, and then the back is actually a vinyl. So I thought that was kind of fun and pretty. So if you're in the market for a new bag and you want some fun colors, it's pretty like sturdy, like it holds its own pretty well. I mean, it's got a little flop, but that's what makes those nice. They did that one, and I really like this one. I like those llamas, and look at the back on this one. Let's see if it'll show up on video. It's kind of like iridescent. So it's a very lemon lime, iridescent, just super fun for those of you that have really colorful projects. And the last one, I couldn't pass up this fabric. I thought it was too funny. This is my deluxe bag. Up to snow good. Look at those naughty dogs. Oh my gosh. So cute. So this is the deluxe bag with the double zipper pocket. One in the front and one main pocket. So those are up in my shop now too if you're in the market for a new bag. But that is all I have for you today. And I appreciate so much you coming and joining me. I will be back very soon. In probably about 2 weeks, I'm going to do my whip parade for the year. I started YouTube almost a year ago. I can't believe I've done this for a year and that I have as many videos as I do. Now, it's not that many compared to a lot of you, but I can't believe I filmed as many as I have. But I've been having so much fun, and it's kind of cool to have a record that I can go look back on one day and see the progress that I have made. So I'm excited to do a whip parade for the end of the year, and that will be my next video. And hopefully I have flosses by then and maybe can start some of these other ones, or maybe finish one of those that I was supposed to finish. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.